This is incredibly powerful. Cara, welcome to the Weekend Report. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, that was such an emotive scene, and it felt like you had to go somewhere really deep within to get to that place. Where did you have to go?
I think we all have an inner child inside us, and we've all been bullied or in a place of vulnerability before, and it's just tapping into that, and that's where I had to go. And I want to go there so that children watching it, adults watching it, who are going through something can go there with me.
And by the way, as a child who grew up in a foreign country where I initially couldn't speak English, at one point in my life I couldn't speak English, growing up in the US where I was bullied for being an African child, learning how to speak their language, that used to be my mantra. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never harm me. Yeah, so I completely resonate with the storyline. And you mentioned that this production is a journey that's viewed through the mind of an unfiltered child who is wise beyond his years. Tell me about this character.
So the character is a little boy. And people who've watched the show always say, how old is he? And we've had people saying between 8 years old up to 13 years old. And yeah, he is telling the audience a story from that childlike point of view. Because the writer, Michael Taylor-Broderick, didn't want the show to feel like a lecture, more like, you know, kids say it as it is. And you could sometimes look at children and you think, was that out of your mouth?
That's why there's a show called Kids Say the Darnest Things.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
They speak their mind, they're very pure. Yeah.
And that's why Michael chose to write it from the eyes of a child.
What research did he have to do for that? I mean, is he a parent, or if not, was he surrounded by kids, or what did he do to tap into that role?
Exactly right. He's a parent.
Yeah.
He's a parent of 2 little boys, Eli and Micah, and some of the lines in the show they said. So he got this kind of inspiration, and he wrote the show very, very quickly. Normally it takes longer to write shows, and he just heard these things that his boys were throwing out, and he thought, oh my gosh, when do we stop imagining and dreaming and believing? When do we stop that? When do we start filtering ourselves? So he wrote it for his boys.
I love that. I love that. As a mom to 3 boys myself.
Oh, congratulations. Yes, Mama.
Right. So you mentioned that this took a little bit, didn't take as long as other productions would take to write. What is the average time spent on? I mean, it's, it varies from production to production, but if you can give us a sense for the benefit of our viewers, just to understand what goes on behind the scenes from concept to production.
Sure, so it does vary, every single one does, and I wouldn't say that I was a writer, so I can't give you the exact timeline. However, for this one, we not workshopped it, the script was ready, Michael sent it to me, and from the first day of rehearsal to when we opened, I think we had just over 2 weeks. But that's full days, and yeah, working on it all the time. It's kind of a 24-hour thing, because when you're not working on it, you're thinking of it, and the layers are kind of developing in your subconscious. So, yeah.
So in what way does the show touch on, you mentioned ancient Japanese traditions. Tell me about that.
So Michael has always been fascinated with the Japanese culture, and because the show is about, well, many things, but the main themes, I'd say, are healing broken things within ourselves or around us, how much we waste as, humanity. And I think he brought them in. There are 2 big themes, kintsugi, which is the Japanese art of mending something broken with golden paint in the cracks.
I've seen that. I love these porcelain bowls that they do, where it doesn't even look like a broken item anymore, but it looks like a piece of art.
Like it was meant to be that way. And that also touches on, the theme of things can be more beautiful when they're scarred, or when they're broken, and when they're broken and have been fixed. And then he also talks about a kasaobake, which is the Japanese art of when an umbrella becomes 100 years old, you don't just discard it, you honor it in a certain way. And those themes run throughout the show, and I think that's why Michael included them, because there is this beauty in being broken.
In what way are you able to relate to that as the main character, as the only character, essentially, the solo artist, thespian, who has to carry this theme forward?
Yeah. So I find with theatre, you come into the theatre and every day is a different day. And whatever I've been going through in my life, there's something else I can relate to in the show. So in the journey of the show, it's always been different things. Sometimes it's if a family member's been unwell, then a line about, I didn't know it then, but mom was broken too, that will resonate in a big way. The other days, one of Michael's lines is, I heard someone on the radio say that the country's broken and can't be fixed. That resonates in a huge way. So I think every time you watch it and every time I perform it, there'll be something else that will just touch you.
I love that you brought the element of identification with your parent into this conversation that we're having around this table, because I think if many more of us could identify with our mom or our dad as once having been a child themselves, maybe we'd have more empathy and understanding towards whatever mistakes that our parents have made in raising us.
Wow. Absolutely, that's profound, because we do get to an age where we see our parents as human beings and we think, well,
she's always been a mom.
Yeah,
she's just my mom, or he's just my father, whatever the case is.
Exactly, but we all learn and we all grow and we all are broken in some way.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of our evolution process. And perhaps this is for the evolution of our consciousness, that we need to go through all these experiences to become the people that we are sitting around this table and impacting the world in the way that we do.
Absolutely.
Now, I want to talk about you guys have been just collecting these awards everywhere. You've got the NAF Gold Ovation Award, the Word Fees Award winner, Fleur du Cap nominee. Which one carries the most weight for you and why?
So the nominee thing should have been changed. I don't know who we need to talk to about that, because we actually won.
Tell me you won.
We won the Fleur du Cap, and we didn't believe
My
it.
apologies. Thank you.
No, it's not
for
on you.
Updating us.
I don't know where it comes from, but
from your
who
press
we need
release.
to talk to. But we won the Fleur du Cap, and I think for me and for Michael, we did not expect it. We were sitting there thinking, oh, okay, who's going to talk? And then we were mentioned, and it was literally that moment of. And I think for both of us, the Fleur du Cap, they all mean something in their own way, but for me, I find the Fleur du Cap Awards very prestigious.
Incredible.
And when you sit there, you feel really special, and that one really blew our socks off.
I had a feeling you might say that. Yeah, I did. I wanted to hear it from you. But what is the biggest takeaway that you want any viewer to watch? And also, any audience member who's experiencing this production to take away from this? And also, if you can tell me if this is a family friendly, I would imagine it is, but can I come with all the babies?
So we say no one under 10 years old. However, we've had 5-year-olds sit through the show and love it. And what do we want people to take away? I think people react differently. People are either really moved and in tears, or, they are giggly and inspired. So I think everyone will take away what they need to, being a 9-year-old or a 94-year-old.
Right.
But we want to heal, and we want to let people know that it's okay if you're somewhere on your healing journey. It's okay to be weird. It's okay to be broken. We all have some broken cracks going through us.
In essence, it's for everyone, but parental guidance is advised.
I would say so.
Yeah,
maybe,
because it's a delicate conversation and a necessary one.
Yeah.
But as a parent, I would want to be there guiding my sons, through what they're experiencing in light of their own experience in life, emotions, etc.
Yeah.
Where can people see this? It's running until
the 23rd of June.
3rd of June.
Yes.
And then Market Theatre.
Market Theatre.
Any additional information?
Yeah, so we're at the Manny Manum at the Market Theatre. You can get tickets from Web Tickets, and our performances are Wednesday through Friday, 7 p.m. Saturday, there's a 3 p.m. matinee and then a 7 p.m. performance. Sunday, 3 p.m. matinee.
What's a matinee?
Afternoon show.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You see, no, I need to break it down for the people.
Okay, good. Matinee, afternoon show.
Gotcha. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And kudos. Good job.
Thank
job
you.
well done.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.